certainty equivalent method. This is one of the conventional techniques. It is the ratio of certain cash flows to uncertain cash flows. Under this method, the cash flows expected in a project are converted into riskless equivalent amount. The adjustment factor used is called certainty equivalent coefficient factor. See, in simple words, if certainty confirmed cash flows are there, so those projects can be considered. If certainty is not there, if cash flows are uncertain, those are called risky cash flows. So likewise, cash flows are divided into riskless and risky. So if riskless cash flows are more, then consider the factor. If riskless cash flows are less, then to check the project. This is what the certainty equivalent method. So how you are going to evaluate that certainty? So certainty factor. So that is the certainty factor varies between 0 and 1. If coefficient of 1 indicates that cash flows are certain, if 0, it indicates the cash flows are uncertain. So since the risk involved in cash flows is already incorporated, the appropriate discount rate for project evaluation will be the risk-free rate. So how to compute the NPV under certainty equivalent approach? First one, convert uncertain cash flows into certain cash flows. So whatever you are expecting, just convert them into certain cash flows by multiplying with the certainty equivalent factor. Okay, and then discount is must. Discount the certain cash flows at the risk-free rate to arrive at NPV. If the resultant NPV is positive, project can be accepted. Okay. What is the difference between risk-adjusted discount rate and a certainty equivalent factor approach? So, factor, it adjusts the cash flows of a project for risk. It adjusts the discount rate for risk. This is the rate. It adjusts the discount rate. Okay, like risk-free rate and risky risk premium. It adjusts the discount rate, but here it adjusts the cash flows. Time effect. Cash flows are adjusted for the risk over time period. It assumes that risk increases with at a constant rate. So always what it tells is it lies with the rate only. It is difficult to specify a series of a certain equivalent coefficient. It is very difficult. So the conformity of cash flows are very difficult. It is comparatively easier to adjust the discount rate. So when compared to this project, this equivalent approach, it is easier to adjust the discount rate. Accuracy. This is superior to the risk-adjusted discount rate approach as it can measure risk more accurately. Risk is adjusted only in the discount rate and is not recognized in the cash flows. However, cash flows are more uncertain than the cost of capital. So, cash flows are more uncertain. So, let us go with the illustration. Textile Manufacturing Company Limited is considering one of two mutually exclusive proposals, Project M and N, which requires cash outlay of 8,50,000 and 8,25,000 respectively. The certainty equivalent approach is used in incorporating the risk in capital budgeting decision. The current yield on government bonds is 6% and this is used as a risk-free rate. The expected net cash flows and their certainty equivalent are as follows. So, year end 1, 2, 3, project M, cash flows and their certainty equivalent factor. So, this much conformity is there. Out of 4,50,000, 80% is confirmed. Out of 5 lakh, 70% is confirmed. Out of 5 lakh, 50% is confirmed. So that is what it represents, the conformity. Project 10 also the same, cash flows and their certainty. In the first year, it has 90% confirmed. Only 90% we have to consider in the first year. So present value factor of 1 discounted at 6% at the end of 1 and 2 and 3 respectively. So at 6% present value of interest factors. So required. Which project should be accepted? First one. Second one. If the risk adjusted discount rate method is used, which project would be appraised with the higher rate and why? So let us calculate the cash equivalent net present value. Statement showing the net present value of M. So I am considering the data from the above illustration. Year 1, 2, 3 and cash flows 4,50,000, 5 lakhs and 5 lakhs. So according to the steps given, convert the uncertain cash flows into certain cash flows by multiplying the CE factor. So in the illustration, CE factor is given for project M 0.8, 0.7, 0.5. CE factor. So we will get the adjusted cash flows, certainty cash flows. Certainty cash flows. Those are 3,60,000, 3,50,000 and 2,50,000. So we have to discount these. Another step, discount the certain cash flows at a risk-free rate to the arrive NPV. So PV factor at 6%. Those are 0. It is given 0.943, 0.890 and 0.840. So we have to convert these certain cash flows into present values. Present value of cash inflows. Present value of cash inflows. So these are the present value of cash inflows. Therefore, total PV of cash inflows comes around 8 lakhs 60,960 less PV of outflows. PV of outflows. Outflows are 8,50,000 for project M. So less PV of outflows 8,50,000. So therefore NPV 10,980. So I am using the same table for project N. Project N. Certainty, sorry, 4,50,000 and here also 4,50,000 and 5 lakhs. Same. So certainty factors are 0.9, 0.8 and 0.7. The present value, I'll remove all these things. Okay. So certainty cash flows. Certainty cash flows for the project B 4 lakh 5,000, 3 lakh 60,000 and 3 lakh 50,000. So we have to discount at a risk-free rate, that is 6%. So PV factors are same for the 6%. PV of cash flows. We have to multiply the certainty cash flows with the PV factor, so that we'll get the present value of cash inflows. Total of present value of cash inflows is 9 lakh 96,000 and PV of outflows for this project N 8 lakh 25,000. So 8 lakh 25,000. So the NPV is 1 lakh 71,315. Now decision. See, in the above two cases, project M and N, which NPV is higher? Project N. Project N should be accepted as it has the higher NPV. And second one, certainty equivalent coefficient of project N is higher for the project N than the project M. Certainty factor. See, this one, it's representing project M 2.0. For project N, it is 2.4. Certainty is higher in the sense cash flows are very much certain in the project N. Confirmed cash flows are more in the project N. So that if compared to the project M, there is no conformity in the cash flows in project M. Therefore, this means Project M is riskier than the project N. Higher the riskiness of cash flows, the lower the C factor. And the third one, if risk adjusted discount rate method is used, which project would you appraised with the higher? So, if risk adjusted discount method is used, project M would be analyzed with the higher rate. Project M, because project M has the more riskier. Project M is more riskier. So if you want to analyze with the risk adjusted discount rate, it adjusts the discount rate for the project M.